Jess Hilarious' tenure at the Breakfast Club has been tumultuous to say the least, and the funny part about it is that it's all self-inflicted. Jess Hilarious treated her new job like her personal group chat with her ratchet friends. One of the very first moments of Jess Hilarious' tenure on the Breakfast Club was when she called her ex-boyfriend on air to have a couple spat about who broke up with who.
You said you broke up with Jess.
Warm up. That was a warm up. Yes. Yeah, moving in just fortress like it's NOIA. I don't even need the army. Why? Yeah. Protected on my street, I know. Whoa. Violence is so rampant though. Oh. Guess it's getting warmer, yo. Whoa. On these streets I hear the glow. Other mean the burning. Everything you used to know. Yeah. Moving through. Yeah. Got it through. Yeah. Words is power. Yeah. This is proof. Yeah. I'm a hustler. Yeah. In the space. Yeah. Where it needs space still. Hear me wait. Yeah. Never trace. Yeah. Got it. Wait. Yeah. This is like we got it. Like we hella day. Yeah. Hesitate. Nah. What you think? Nah. I'm about to lose. About to get some no. Yeah. Fuck it though. Get it, yo. I don't know. Fuck Trump.
What's going on? Lowkey _ Chicago. I guess the underscore is supposed to insinuate like underground, We've been on the music scene, underground music scene for quite some time. Maybe some people that recall the kid when he was ripping and running through them underground hip hop streets. Everything got streets now. Everything is a streets label nowadays. Hold on, let me make sure I got my mic together here. Make sure I got all the. Oh shit! Give me 1 second. Let me make sure I got what's going on here. Come on now. All right, there we go. I think we got some action now. Lowkey _ Chicago. Yeah, I was just talking about, man, how we used to like really get down with the music. Still do. So don't try me. No, I'm joking. Look, like, share, and subscribe. Man, we got more music than this intro song here. This intro song is like a song that is actually registered though. So if y'all want to go check it out, it's available on all streaming services. Tidal, Spotify, YouTube, wherever. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you stream music, check it out. I always give the disclaimer about that particular song is I didn't write that song. That was a freestyle. That was just a warm up freestyle. But I'm like, it's catchy, When you go into the studio, you never really know what you're going to come up with. So honestly, right after the rioting occurred in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? Like around about like early June of 2020, after the unfortunate occurrence of the passing of Mr. George Floyd, RIP him. But just what was going on around the city of Chicago, but not just Chicago, because I believe Atlanta kicked it off first. Maybe some other small places or whatnot, but Atlanta kicked it off like a few days before Chicago. They tried to put us under curfew and everything, man. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I remember I had my kids that weekend, and we just looking at CNN, looking at the news. I was just trying to get them, some understandings that they could take into, their life, about the circumstance. Of course, I kept them safe or whatever. We go on my Instagram. I got like a video of what I was, how I was thinking and stuff about the occurrence then. But anyway, we do got a video for you today. We have, shout out to I believe my man is Poetic Flacco. I believe that's my man's name. I seen, he been doing this thing lately. So going crazy with the videos. I seen him on another podcast that be popping up on like the YouTube homepage or whatever, like an interview channel or whatever. I ain't check out the interview or whatnot, but salute, bro. You know. We're going over a video today because I think it's necessary now. We need to talk about these things, man. Now, if anybody is familiar with the entrepreneur, Country Wayne, he's a stand-up comedian. He does skits on YouTube. He started on Facebook. He was just a hustler, right? And I was watching a piece of the Club Shay Shay interview, and just how he was responding to this particular situation with one of his exes is interesting. So it lets you know. I know one of the good brothers, Jason Black, talks about power dynamics all the time, and of course, you have to understand. That there is such a thing as power dynamics that's always working within any occurrence. You know what I'm saying? I was going to say relationship, but it could be like it could supersede even relationships, whether it's a romantic one or a business related one or family related. Whatever the relationships. I think it even supersedes that. So there are power dynamics in every occurrence. You know what I'm saying? Just when you pull up to a stop sign, and there's, oncoming traffic as well, someone can do a rolling stop and just roll through it and hope for the best, or they can stop, acknowledge that person, they acknowledge you back, and then in a sense, you either give them the right of way. That's what the acknowledgement part is. You're going to give them the right of way, or you just going to take, you know what I'm saying, your liberties at taking your next, your next movements will be just how you, figured that it should be for yourself personally from where you're at, So I don't know. I really don't know. I really have just been, I'll be honest with you, for the 38 years of my life, just been living my life. You know what I'm saying? And I do have knowledge of certain aspects and realms of life. And that's what I respect about Country Wayne too, because he's talking about like, his comedy, can represent the street. And then again, it could represent, a population, of people in the church. So he has that duality of being able to, reach certain areas, and he doesn't have to curse. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's a little tough for me personally. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up in a house where cursing was all that everybody did. So, using foul language is what I'm referring to. So I don't know, but what I will state though is that with this particular situation, and I like the presentation that Poetic Flacco presented on here. Let me see if we can speed it up. Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure YouTube is aware that, we're not trying to hijack this man's video. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to the brother. Let's just jump into it, man. You know what I'm saying? And we'll just, pop in, with our commentary. This is a reaction. I do have a few videos we're going to look over today. So I am reacting to these videos. Just so YouTube, shout out to YouTube. You got to salute YouTube. So with that being said, let's jump into it real quick though. Hey, like, share, subscribe. Hey, man, look, subscribe don't cost you nothing. Like for real. I know people be ghost listening and stuff like that. That's perfectly fine. I'm used to this. I've been making music. I've been, working in the professional field. I've been taking care of family members. I've been doing whatever I needed to do while still moving forward, not stagnated. I've always been moving forward. Now, people may attempt to put roadblocks in the way, and that's fine. That's life. It's not what people do to you, it's how you respond to it. And that's why I think this video is important. Let's jump into it though. Let's go.
Jess' hilarious tenure at the Breakfast Club has been tumultuous to say the least, and the funny part about it is that it's all self-inflicted. Jess Hilarious treated her new job like her personal group chat with her ratchet friends. One of the very first moments of Jess Hilarious' tenure on the Breakfast Club was when she called her ex-boyfriend on air to have a couple spat about who broke up with who.
You said you broke up with Jess, Wayne.
Yeah, I just left.
And look at Charlemagne or whatever. I don't even know. Charlemagne's not a good name to have. I'm not stating that he's a bad person. I just know that name is not a good name to have. But I know he's a radio personality. But did you hear how that man was just hyping that up? He was hyping that up. He's not a comedian. So, like, let's say if people are at the they at the comedy club and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew people who would, do comedy and stuff like that. So, you'll go and support some of your people. They're like, all right, I'm be at this comedy club. You'll pull up. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like being at, you know what I'm saying, a open mic if you do music, or it's just like being at a, like a spoken word set if you're into spoken word, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a spot to pull up at, you know what I'm saying? And just chill, congregate, talk with folk for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Shoot the shit. Okay, cool. So it seemed like Charlemagne was attempting to interfere in a conversation. However, it was hyped up, because I don't even want to go into I don't even listen to the Breakfast Club. I'm not Team Breakfast Club. I never have been, when those donkeys of the day started off, you know what I'm saying, I would, check out some of those, but after a while they got old and stale to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the concept was always cool, and it was cool how he tried to keep it fresh, but I just didn't like the presenter, I think, and so, like, because you be wondering, like, some people just be talking straight out their neck from no experience, or what they're talking about, and he gives me that impression sometimes, like, nah, come on now, listen. Some people, when they say something, even if they joking, like, I think there's some, Dave Chappelle, he just had a Netflix special on, December 31st. I checked it out. It was called The Dreamer or whatever. It was, it had a few laughs in there. You know what I'm saying? His style of comedy is his style of comedy. I think it's, he tells long-winded stories and stuff like that, but he's trying to set up his punchlines, so he can just knock them down after that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like shooting pool or something like that. If you know what I'm saying, know how to shoot pool or bowling or something like that. Those are verifiable first time dates. If you're just trying to meet somebody, you know what I'm saying, why we need to go for a $500 bill? I'm just saying. That's just my personal take on things. Now, if I'm Country Wayne, then maybe I could take you on a $500 date. Maybe, if that's how I'm feeling. But just to get to know someone, going bowling is cool. You know what I'm saying? You can get to chat with them. See, some people are competitive. If that works with you, that level of competitiveness. I'm talking about man and woman relationships. You know what I'm saying? So you got to check them out on that sometimes first. Like, I don't feel like being competitive with a woman when I got to be competitive out here with these, how about to say ninjas? Y'all know I say nigga a lot. But, as an adult male, I have to go out there and be competitive in the world, and so when I come home, man, shit, I damn near want my feet rubbed. You know what I'm saying? Like, pause. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't want to come home and still have to be competitive in the same sense. Not with my woman, not with my kids. You know what I'm saying? That's just me personally. That's how I think. So that's the home that I run. When my kids are here, they know the deal. And when they're not here, it's the same. So I just want to say that real quick. But let's jump back into it, because Charlemagne, it seemed like he being a pest. Seemed like a grown male pest.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, no. All right, so look, so now let me play lawyer, because you said you left. I broke up with you and you left the house that you put me in, by the way, but you left it. Because what else you want to do to somebody? But what you going to do? I didn't have to leave you. You was in my house. You left the house after I broke up with you. What else?
Oh, Paul, she said you was in my house. Oh, you left the house. Okay, so basically she is hitting them with 100 words a minute. Country Wayne is on the phone. It seemed like he got this call and he was probably chilling, and then he just picked up his phone to respond to someone he's familiar to, and she took the liberty to jump in, like, hey, look, hey, it's my turn. You've been winning too long. It's, me next, type shit, right? That's the vibe that it's giving me. You know what I'm saying? Pause. We got to peep game here. Like, we really do got to talk, like, what it really is. Like, it's easy to talk greasy. That's so easy. That's so easy, y'all. Like, what I'm saying? I grew up on a basketball court, so talking greasy is nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, can you hit them with the facts while you talking greasy? Like, that's the part. You know what I'm saying? Hit them with the facts of the matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's when they, want to take their hat and put it over their head and walk home to their mama and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you ain't even have to hit them with the mama jokes, because for some people's mamas, that may be easy. True, just telling. You know what I'm saying? True, just being told right there, nigga. Like, some people, and no shade to nobody's mama. Hell, I could be talking about my mama. You know what I'm saying? My mama, a beautiful woman, a lovely woman. You know what I'm saying? Worked hard. Soon as she got an LPN license and everything, she went back to school. You know what I'm saying? When I was, probably like a teenager. You know what I'm saying? We stayed with our grandmama. That's when we moved over to South Shore. 70th and Paxton. 7001 South Paxton, my nigga. We was in the hood, of course. That's why I'm so, familiar with, this part of town, even though I got people on the west side and everything like that. Love to the Sanders family, everybody like that. All right, cool. But no, what I'm saying, though, is that, like, for real, once my mother got, started getting into that $20 an hour range and $30 an hour range, my mama, she dipped out on the nigga. Nigga, like, it was a real story. Like, I'm not lying to y'all. I was like 15, 16. And my mama, she was getting ready to move down there to Dallas, Texas, right? And I just started, getting some motion in my high school. Like, my freshman year was trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just wasn't a good year. It was a transition year for me, just trying to figure out, because everybody was balling and I was super poor. Like, so my gear even was bogus. I still got me a girlfriend or two, you know what I'm saying? But you couldn't keep a girl. You're 14. You couldn't keep a girlfriend around that time, And everybody they looked like their mama had good jobs. That's what I would say all the time. They mamas got good jobs, My mama was working, and my mother was in school at the time. And so, getting into high school, I probably wasn't my most confident. I knew I was kind of smart. That was the only reason I was there, really, because I didn't live in that area. I probably should have went to a school like Simeon. That's where a lot of the people that I went to grammar school when they went to Simeon. So I probably would have ended up at Simeon, truth be told. But for real though, I think, like, when it really come down to it, once a man grows into his awareness of who he really truly is, it takes some time, But I'm talking back and forth with my mom's, because I'm thinking, like, at 15, like, my mom, I don't know what, she trying to move to another state, another city, and her movements were shaky up here. But as soon as she got that job, got a license, she knew she could, transfer down there and probably get a bag down there, maybe tax free. Texas is, they have less taxes, and so that could have been all of her factor, but none of that money trickled down to me though. So, love for my mother, and I even had to take care of her once I got done with school and came back home. Love for my mother, I wouldn't leave her out there bad, but we got to call a spade a spade. Now, let's get back to this scenario. The Jess Hilarious comment. She was saying, you remember this, remember that, remember. And you'd be like, yeah, but do you remember? And you could just say one thing. Do you remember that one thing that I did for you that one time? Ain't gotta be nothing wrong. It could be somebody was having a panic attack, and you because literally when you're having a panic attack, that's basically you feeling in a circumstance that is completely overwhelmed you. And when someone is overwhelmed, the first thing that somebody should do is calm down. That's the first thing. That's what your mind should be telling you. Now, if someone is not conditioned in being overwhelmed, then it can overwhelm them to where they feel apprehensive. But if I've been on stage my whole life, y'all. Come on now. So what I'm saying though, and a person that even gets on stage, they get nervous sometimes because who knows? They could be, feeling 100% that day, or they could be feeling 99%. However, it could be more so that, whether you got it or not, you're always going to feel as if that you're being watched. And that's never comfortable. If you, unless you got some psychopathic, type of sociopathic, type of like Ronnie off of Raising Canaan. That should have been trending like that nigga Ronnie off Raising Canaan, nigga. That's a perfect example for people that know what I'm talking about. The power series, you know what I'm saying? Salute 50 Cent. But no, for real though. Basically what I'm trying to say though is that like when it came down to it, and that's another example, even the Rock, the lady that's playing not the lady that's playing, but the actual character in the show, Raising Canaan, Rock, that could be seen as somewhat of a sociopath as well. Someone that's just she willing to do whatever, you know what I'm saying? And there's no limit, Sometimes men will come into contact with women like that and don't know how to deal with them unless it comes to a point where they just feel as if they just need to walk away from them. I think that's what's going on with this Country Wayne Just Hilarious thing. I don't know. Let's get back into the video though. But she did say her home, and then she did say he purchased the home for her. So, but I think the big thing about it was people was coming for Just Hilarious. So she probably feeling the sting about it because they think that it was something that was painting her in a negative light, when that I don't think so. It's just people were just naturally coming for her because they knew he was married, and then at the end, at the same time, he told a story. We're gonna get into it, how he got a quick divorce, but let's get into it. Let's keep watching. But she did say her home, possessive as hell. Let's keep on.
How's she gonna do when somebody break up? You gonna stay or you gonna leave?
You know you ain't break up with me about this.
All right, Wayne.
So you gotta get broke up with me about this.
Yeah, you gotta get broke up with to leave somebody's house, right? Yeah, and that's what happened.
So who broke up with who?
Who broke up with who, Wayne?
I left. Ain't no woman ever broke up.
You said I left. What did he say before we got on air, Carlos? Because we recorded that.
I understand the Breakfast Club has been.
All right, pause. Hey, again, salute this brother, Poetic Flacco. Salute him. I think that, when it really come down to it, I don't know. I think that for the most part, when people don't recall the same story the same way, that really does show to some bit of embellishing. Okay. Now, I'm a writer. I should have the artistic liberties to embellish. I'm a trained professional writer, if you want to say that. I'm a hip hop artist, if you want to say that. I can freestyle very well. I'm just stating these things to say that, within those disciplines, it was time and effort being placed into it, not just writing words, but actually being in front of people, honing a craft, right? So it's just not someone haphazardly saying something to jar you. No, if it's jarring, it's to some extent to give you some level of element of understanding. You may not be able to look at it from a standpoint of what that person may understand, but it's not to do so. It's to make you question your reality. Henry David Thoreau, Langston Hughes, Toni Morrison, Maya Angelou, County Cullen. I mean, we could just name, just various writers. Henry David Thoreau was a white man who was talking about the damn nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wanted to get away from the big towns and the big cities and stuff because he wanted peace so he can create. And when you're creating, sometimes you will not create a masterpiece every single time, but every attempt will get you that farther, that much closer to that destination. So salute Country Wayne, because again, an entrepreneur. He was trying to run a nightclub at one time. You know what I'm saying? He'll tell stories about like his experiences doing that. Sometimes that lifestyle is very inundated, with a certain atmosphere. And so he even tells a story about like, how he almost got jammed up. You know what I'm saying? Of course, if you in these circles, if you in these streets, it's a potentiality for anyone to get jammed up. That's what I want people to really understand. If you just in a place to be, literally, you could get jammed up. You know, that's, you know what I'm saying. That's why you got to stay aware. You got to, I was talking to my son the other day because we, takes, walks around the neighborhood and stuff sometimes. But it's useful and it's necessary because I'm conveying messages. But sometimes we just shoot the breeze and we just talk about whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever video games or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's someone his age is in tune with, and his peers, his age group. And then sometimes we just shoot the breeze, and just chit chat with one another. But once we're walking down the street, it's still everything is live. It's on go, right? So what I mean with that is that you always have to be aware. Look, pause. Please don't misunderstand what I'm trying to say. You always have to be aware. So I'm telling him in terms of watching your 8, your 6, and your 4. And then I ask him, you know what I'm saying? Do you know what that means? Like, think of the face of a clock, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. Shout out to Flavor Flav. Public Enemy. Professor Griff, man, he don't get enough credit, nigga. He was Kung Fu, man. He'd chop somebody in the neck, nigga. I don't know. Anyway. What I'm trying to state, though, and we're going to get back to the video. What I'm trying to state, though, is that giving instruction doesn't always have to feel like someone is beating you over the head with information. Honestly, the best teachers, and my children know this because I say this all the time, the best teachers or instructors or professors or, spiritual guides are the ones who are giving you information and you don't even know that you're receiving information. So that's why people should, give a donation. You know what I'm saying? When they receive something good. Now, people get into their egos when they give donations that bigger than others because they want to seem like they're better and they're more equipped or they're more whatever. It could be just a show of look at me. And when that's the case, that's when the actual blessing of it has been voided. When you've done it for people to see, it's been in vain, even if it's charity. And charity can be love, even if you're showing love to someone and it's not done with the right mindset, the right heart, it's done in vain. Let's keep going. So we have to bring that to this whole understanding even about relationships. That's why people shouldn't be getting in relationships if they're not willing to do what they need to do for the person, especially a man. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about marriage. I ain't talking about anything else. I'm talking about marriage. I've been married. I am divorced. What I'm stating, though, is that, like, in those circumstances, things still get tough. Now, if this is not a person that you're willing to do what you need to do, not for them, but for the sake of the circumstance, the overall circumstance, then don't even fuck with them in the first place. Now, maybe if I chose a woman at a time where I wasn't as aware as a man of what life was going to bring me, then I could have made an adequate decision, or I could have been just following God because God knew that I had more in store. Possibly. When you trust in something that's bigger than yourself, then you have more potentiality of achieving anything that you're wishing to achieve, because you have to be when you have the imagination of a child, that's when you can dream big things. When you have the work ethic of a man, that's when you can accomplish big things. And that's what I attribute to Country Wayne. His hustle is strong. Let's jump into this video though, man, because he about to get in and he about to talk about Jess Hilarious. This is after the fact. This Club Shay Shay, I would assume this portion of it is after the Breakfast Club scenario that we briefly checked out. And we're going to jump into this video to see what what my man response is. Let's go. Hold on.
Yeah. I mean, should I bring it in? Oh, you bring whatever you want to bring. I mean,
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
No, man, listen, bro.
I ain't messy.
Anything you want to talk to me about, this sofa is, ever since Cat Williams touched this sofa,
Shay Shay is messy. Did you hear that nigga just giggle right there? Now I know people are going in on Shay Shay right now. I'm not trying. I never been a fan of bro. So when he was getting lifted up, then I kind of knew like they gonna lift you up to try to tear you down, my dude. You know, I was never really a fan. And like I mentioned on the previous video, like when I started like like watching football and stuff, that's when we get the video games and stuff like that. At the time, the PlayStation, or the Nintendo 64 or whatever, and you'd be playing Madden or whatever the popular NFL title video games were back then. You know what I'm saying? And I used to rock with the Denver Broncos. I thought John Elway was one of the top quarterbacks at that time. He was like Peyton Manning for many years, or Tom Brady on the game for many years. You know what I'm saying? So John Elway was that dude I used to rock with. More so Terrell Davis, though, the running back. He was a beast. He reminded me of a Jerome Bettis. He was just a bowling ball. He was just with a motherfucking some shoulders that are knocking nigga out the way. So salute TD, man. He was really dope. Shannon Sharp was on that team. Ed McCaffrey, like, you know what I'm saying? Like his son played for 49ers right now. You know what I'm saying? So when it come down to it, that team was loaded. It had a bunch of players on the offensive line. I can't think of the names right now, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all know the team. They had a defense that was crazy too, and the jerseys was crazy at that time. Those when they first had the jerseys with the stripe. So I'm like, okay, them joints is hard. But why am I saying all of this, man? Because Shay Shay is being messy, nigga. He looked like he was the nigga that was just cool. He from the South, but he looked like he cool with all of the lesser melanated folk. And I have no problem with that. I'm not stunting on that, y'all, for real. I think that, we get in what we fit in, really, But it seemed like that with that being the case, it's certain norms that you don't, delve into. And he's into being messy is one of them. Not saying that black folk don't have messy folk in wherever sector of wherever black people reside, but I'm just saying, like, this is on another level. Let's get back into it. But Country Rain he's here for it. Come on, let's go.
The energy in this sofa, it make me want to talk about it.
I mean, I don't know if you heard, but she was on Cam Newton's show, and she said, y'all was in a relationship, and she had to wake you up one morning because they had gotten out that y'all were together. I mean, you want to? I mean, she told her side on his show, and you want to tell
Jess, like I always told her, she never tells the 100% truth, and I let her do that. Okay. But I tell her the other day, I say, Jess, man, and I got kind of paid. I said, you got to get more going on in your career, so they can start bringing up my name in your interview. Wow. Because when I come, Netflix special, his book, you know what I'm saying, this going on, that going on. We don't got to down each other. That's been 5 years ago. Right. If that's the main question in your interview, well, we got to put some work in. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because when Country Wayne come, when I go on Good Morning America Hill, we don't talk about so much before we got today.
Exactly.
You feel?
Whoa. Bars. Right. My man basically said that my man basically was trying to give some he was alluding to the fact that he got a little bit of motion going right now. That's what he was attempting to say. I think I don't want to I can't put no words in no man mouth. You know what I'm saying? I can just speak my own understanding. But from what I was gathering from that segment, that portion of enlightening communication. You know what I'm saying? Enlightening communication. I believe that bro was really trying to say that he got some motion out here, and most men who stand to lose something, they not gonna risk it. Come on now, they gonna put themselves out there like no goofy. Stop it, y'all. When people trolling, you got to know when people trolling. Like that, they got me thinking of the Lil Durk verse when they was talking about like people was on the Cardi B song, with Kanye West. I think it's called Hot Shit or something like that. But the Dirt verse, he talking about some, people online or whatever, talking about some slide for Vine, you know what I'm saying? He's like, I know they trolling me and shit. Like, things like that is like, when you aware that you one of them ones, you know what I'm saying? You one of them ones, you know what I'm saying? You can't just, take the bait, and you have to protect those that you have to protect because it's serious. It's on a high level. It's not on a low level. Look at Country Wayne. Look at the numbers he be doing on his videos, man. Definitely around about like 2019, 2020, 21. I was checking out like damn the air drop he had. Like I was checking it out. You know what I'm saying? Some of the shit was funny as hell. I share it, post it or whatever. So I rock with Country Wayne, man. You know what I'm saying? His grind, his hustle is strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, pause. So when we really look at things from a standpoint of, okay, what does this really matter at the end of the day? Does this matter? It must matter because he had to speak on it. He had to address it. It's still something that is prevalent even in his day-to-day communications. Somebody's talking about it, even though he's not thinking about it. And so with that being the case, he did mention, this is my reaction to this, he did mention that when he's doing, interviews and stuff, right? He's a working entertainer. So when he's doing interviews and stuff, they've been and talked about like 10, 11 different things before they get to number 12. You know what I'm saying? Like so what? Oh my gosh! And so but that's the thing though, because if we're talking about Charlemagne, then he was probably trying to get her roused up. So he's one of those pests that be around your woman. He's a pest that be around your woman trying to get her riled up. And not to, giving her positivity. No, it's to get her to argue and fight. And that's just hilarious. Took the bait. So I don't know. Let's keep going.
And I'm like, man, we don't
And
have.
I was comfortable not talking about it.
Exactly. And I'm like, you can't. It's not working in your favor.
Right.
People go pretending, but they watching. They see Country Wayne is taking care of black people. Movement. Don't let the people fool you.
Right.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Pause. So he's saying people are seeing what my man is doing in real time. Like, come on now. We was in a pandemic a few years ago. He still had motion in the pandemic, my nigga. Not saying that ain't nobody had no motion in the pandemic. I'm just saying like he's like, he's a unicorn. No. Not saying that. I'm just saying like some people had motion during the pandemic. Other people were just resorting to foolishness, in my opinion. But he's saying like, look, still got motion. What's going on? That's his question to Jess, I would assume. Is everything okay?
They ain't on your side. I'm like, it ain't working. So I'm just like, man, a lot of that she talk about, I let it slide, but man, that stuff ain't play out like that,
Right.
man. You know what I'm saying? I separated from my wife,
right.
When it got Jess, you know what I'm saying? And that was it. I started talking to her.
Right.
And I got
Sound like he did it the correct way. Sound like he did it correctly. If he was no longer married, like everything went through the court system, and it was stamped. You know how you get that stamp with the date on it, and then they log it as a document. You can go down to City Hall and request it. It's a public document that anybody can request if you're willing to pay. I think like $15, $18. It probably went up, probably $25 to get all pages of the document. But it's a public document that anybody can read. Get it stamped. The court approved the divorce as well as they approved the marriage previously, so it's official. If they approved the marriage and then approved the divorce, then the divorce should be outweighing anything else, right? He said he still had motion, and let's keep going.
My divorce was 45 days.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And me and her started talking, and then all the stuff she talking about on deck of my baby mama, you know, she like, can you please ask Jess to stop talking about that, because now the kids are hearing at school because she keep bringing it up.
Not the kids, man. Look. I thought that only happened to OnlyFans models and stuff. See, I don't have to use foul language, y'all. But no, for real though. Dang, not the kid.
And that's the only reason it made me hit up.
Right.
I'm like, Jess, man, I ain't never said nothing negative about you, and everybody know that.
Right.
Let that ride.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But she want to be the winner. I'm like, Jess, let's be real. Charlamagne asked one time, he said, how you lose?
She want to be the winner. She want to be the winner. She want to be the winner. It sounds like ego to me. Let's keep going.
Just hilarious. I said, how she lose Country Wayne? I'm the catch.
Right.
What are you talking about? Like, let's be real.
Oh. Don't do that, bro. He's a comedian. So I know women are going to be, what, nigga? You the cat? What, nigga? Look. I think that he's being hilarious in this moment. I think he's attempting to lighten the mood because Shay look real serious across from him. And his muscles are bigger. I don't know. Like, pause. Like, you know, you gotta, when you a smaller nigga, and this is game. Man, they on peep game. When you a smaller nigga, you aware everything around you. So if something go left, hell, you can use something as a weapon. I don't know. I don't know. But no, for real though, I'm still a person to this day where, like, if we are in a public setting, I don't like to have my back to the door. Maybe I saw that on, you know, a Spike Lee movie once before. But still, it makes sense to me. It have always made sense to me. I want to be able to see the door and the exits in any area. Matter of fact, if I'm in a venue, I'm looking for every door and every exit just so I know where everything is at. If I'm getting on a plane, I'm looking for the emergency doors and all, you know what I'm saying? Like, so these types of things are just, why does it even have to be explained? Like, this should be manhood. But I don't know. Let's keep going.
Mamas, yeah, they find it's on the what? Just fine too.
Right.
But I've been had them. She ain't had no Country Wayne.
Whoa!
Right. You know what I'm saying?
This nigga said, I've been had him. He said, I've been out here. I know he ain't even intended for that to be funny, but he's sitting across from this 6'4" bodybuilder dude who probably looked like he needed to get muscles to get a woman. So this is the real conversation that's happening in real time. Like, don't get me wrong, they respectable men in both their lanes, but look at the posturing. One person looks physically dominant and aggressive, right? Pause. And one person look like, nigga, you just don't know. I will fuck you up. That's what this looks like to me. They're respectable men in their own lane. You know, but I know that if, let's say this, if the smaller dude has an ego, then they can make the bigger dude act like he need to have a bigger ego. Okay. And if the bigger dude is intimidating like a Devo figure, then the smaller dude gotta be real smooth with it, but he will motherfucking, you get close, you run up on him, it might be some issues. You know what I'm saying? Somebody mama might be, you know, upset, you know. So, that's what I see when I see stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? You always got to be in, not in kill mode, nothing like that. It's just more so just be aware. Just be aware. And that's for women as well. Like, I know a lot of women, you know, they like to be around a man and make them feel safe and stuff like that. But you probably be watching my back too, young lady. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I be thinking. I don't know. Let's get back into it.
Yeah. So I'm like, man, let's stop that, man. First of all, two black people talking. If you're gonna speak, just speak the truth. Cause this sofa right here.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, but I'm like, man.
But you didn't say, you know, she woke you up.
No, that ain't, come on, man.
That ain't happen like that?
That not happen like that, man. That divorce went so fast. I filed in December. Me and my baby mom was divorced by February.
But at that point in time, when you had separated from your wife, you had started talking to Jess.
Yeah, I started talking to Jess.
Okay.
Now all this stuff came out in the shade room. A lot of that was after that.
Right.
You know what I'm
Nah, he got to tell the real story. And the real story is not as glamorous. It's not. The real story is not. The real story is like so bare bones. Like you be like, that's it. You be like, yeah. So somebody is embellishing. When the real story is understood, you be like, so Jess did all this for that, and it could be ego again. Who knows? Let's go.
Right. And she say we woke up, and then she was like, I tell him all the time his stuff corny. I'm like, why you gotta call my stuff corny? Because I got a different audience that follow me too.
Right.
You know what I mean? I got the streets in the church. Ain't too many artists got the streets in the church. You know.
So competition. That's what it sounded like. Hold on, let's run it back. I want y'all to hear that straight through. And that can always kill a relationship, y'all.
Been talking to Jess.
Yeah, I started talking to Jess.
Okay.
Now all this stuff came out in the shade room. A lot of that was after that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she say we woke up, and then she was like, I tell him all the time his stuff corny. I'm like, why you gotta call my stuff corny? Because I got a different audience that follow me too.
Right.
You know what I mean? I got the streets in the church. Ain't too many artists got the streets in the church. You know.
Sound like competition to me. She called his set corny. It sounds like jealousy. Or envy. Or jealousy and envy. I don't know. But he remembered that. So he remembered that to state that. So even if they were just chilling, and it was probably, let's set the scene. If they chilling, probably at the crib, because he bought her a house, right? And she said it was her house. She felt entitled to that goddamn house. But he was just probably being nice. He a Southern, you know what I'm saying? Southern man, you know. And so, honestly, if they just chilling, you know, let's say they preparing dinner or something like that, and she called, like, they just going back and forth or whatever, and she say, like, you know, your shit corny. Because she from Baltimore, he's from where he's from in Georgia or whatever. You know, I'm not sure if it's Atlanta or if it's a surrounding area. I believe it's a surrounding area. I'm not quite sure. But, you know, again, that's Maryland, that's Georgia, you know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, it's near, but it's, you know what I'm saying, different understandings, different upbringings, you know what I'm saying? And so, I don't know, you know. One thing that I know is women don't always understand the words, the power of their words, because, you know, and they don't, especially if they're not mothers yet, but even if they are mothers and they haven't seen this demonstrated previously, I don't think they understand the power of their words because they are, well, maybe they do, because I don't think women are slow. Honestly, I don't. Maybe they do. It's just a matter of discipline, you know, or having that form of reservation in how they speak sometimes. And the reason why I state that is because, like, they raise the children, right? They closer to the children, and especially in those formative years. I mean, you may be there chilling with them, you know what I'm saying, get them to go to sleep, you know, as a father, or, you know, taking them to, you know, whatever activities, you know, that you guys have them involved in or whatever. Or they're just chilling with you, you know what I'm saying? As a man, you know, just playing a video game, you know, yeah, especially if you have a son, your son just be right there just chilling with you or whatnot. Just driving around, listening to some music, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or if you have a daughter as well. But basically what I'm trying to state, though, is that, like, you know, the words that we hear coming from our mothers and our grandmothers' mouths matter. They matter, y'all. Come on now, y'all. Especially when it's referring to our father or someone that we may care about. And they're speaking disparage, or it could be us, and they're speaking disparagingly against a person. Everything that you do, you can't do nothing right. That matters. So a lot of times, I'm not going to say all the time, but what I've seen is a good portion of the time is some people would even look for that in a mate, unfortunately. You know, now everybody has their own upbringing, their own understanding. However, so I always say, like, you know, since my mother is a Gemini, you know, her birthday is literally 3 days before Tupac, you know, So the whole aspect of how Geminis handle things, preferably women Geminis, I understand that like the back of my hand. Oh man, look. A female, a woman Gemini. Oh, come on. that's a walk in the park for me. And reason why I state that is because I already know that I ain't gonna get much other than love and hate. It's gonna be a constant. Monday is love, Tuesday is hate, Wednesday is love, Thursday is hate. And so in the midst of all of that is going to be chill time and cool moments, because women Geminis are pretty cool. They're pretty cool. My mother's pretty dope. However, with that being the case, most men are going to be more conditioned to that love hate and think that is something that you should be enduring. So once you find a mate, potentially, not saying it has to be a Gemini, but it could be in that same sequence of Monday love, Tuesday hate, Wednesday love, Thursday hate, you know what I'm saying? Friday we kicking it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that can be something that is jarring once you don't have to deal with that. But the more time that you spend away from that, like, not saying being single, you could just date someone who is not conditioned to operate emotionally like that. A woman that's not conditioned to operate emotionally like that, right? Then it really comes down to, okay, how can I manage my expectations for this, unfamiliar setting that I'm involved in right now? So whatever Country Wayne did in the essence of being a gentleman to Jess Hilarious, it jarred her. It really threw her off. It really messed her up. Let's keep going.
Different audience that follow me too.
Right.
You know what I mean? I got the streets in the church. Ain't too many artists got the streets in the church. You know what I mean?
Man, what I be seeing, what you be talking about, you be making on social media money. That ain't nothing corny about
Ain't
that.
nothing corny, but see, that's that mentality of people from a certain. It's like this world think this world corny. This world think this world corny. I think Martin was a good show and Big Bang Theory.
Right.
Friends. Just because you think Friends corny, when they get a million episode, you ain't gonna never grow artistically because you think only what you come from is good.
Right.
Bang. We're gonna end it right there. Right there. That was it. That was it, y'all. That was it. That was the point. How can you come to a stance of, being a complete entertainer as Country Wayne is? Hell, a lot of people that be on YouTube, they say that they're doing, they're creating entertainment. I like to think I'm somewhat entertaining when I talk to folk, but I'm not saying I'm entertaining. I don't know. I mean, I let people judge, you know what I'm saying? And I really don't give them too much flack on what they decide in their mind what things are, I don't have to prescribe to it though. I got my own mindset, y'all. Not easily swayed. I'm trying to raise a young man, a king, and a young daughter, a queen. Y'all better come on now, y'all. Rock with me. Hey, like, share, and subscribe. It's Lozart. Tell a friend to tell a friend.